All right, hello everyone. Welcome to my driving video of this 2012 Ford Focus SEL hatchback. Again, my name is Nathan. Thanks for coming along. Thanks for joining me. Subscribe to my channel if you like what you see and what I do. I'd like to begin before we start moving by showing how much legroom there is. I have the seat all the way back. I'm about 6'1", and I can actually stick my feet out straight. Look at that. And still, my right foot is right on the gas pedal, but there's a ton of legroom here. I mean, so much so that I need to move this seat forward to properly drive this car, even for this demonstration. There's also a lot of headroom. I have about, I would say, 6 to 7 inches from the top of my head to the ceiling, to the headliner. So I'm actually going to move this seat forward, but if you're ready to go, we're gonna go drive this car. Check it out, talk about it some more. Thanks for joining. Thanks for listening. I appreciate your feedback, your comments, your thoughts. Anything you want to say in the comment section, I'd appreciate to see and hear and talk about it. And happy to answer any questions whenever I see your specific questions that I can help to answer. Also have a very detailed walk-around video of this car on my channel. So take a look if you'd like to see the outside, the more details of the inside under the hood, all of those things. This car represents a great value. This car runs great, drives great, shifts great. Everything works on this car, including the air conditioning even, all for under $4,000. It's just a great car at the price point. It's a great car for a young driver or a first-time driver. I can't see how anybody could argue differently. I mentioned on the walk-around video that, of course, anybody wants their car to be mechanically sound enough to get from here to this upcoming traffic light and beyond. So that's what always comes number one. And most people care more about the inside of their car being nice and comfortable and clean and smelling good. This car does all of those things. This car is mechanically sound, runs and drives great, doesn't need anything currently. Not to say it won't ever need something, because cars are cars and they will always need something at future points. But this car is ready to drive and enjoy, and it is mechanically sound, and the interior is clean and nice and fantastic and well optioned and well equipped. Now the outside, the body, if you watch the walk around video, I was very transparent, as I always am, that the outside body does have dents, dings, scrapes, some spray painted little small spots where some rust bubbles probably started to come and someone tried to cover them. It's got a dent in the front hood that you can't quite see right now while you're driving, but that is something fair to point out. If you're interested enough in this car and you're thinking about it, you can't see the dent in the hood in the front. This car previously was driven by some younger girls, high school age, and they bumped into the back of, I think it was a Dodge Ram truck. So of course, the front of this car being very low and having a raked hood, you know, like this, the bumper of the truck hit basically my knuckle, right where my knuckle bends, pretending that that's the hood. So it wrinkled and dented the hood, and it is what it is. The hood opens and closes fine with what's been done, and it suffered a little bit of some teenage driving, but it's all there and everything works. The headlights work, the bumper's not falling off, and when you're driving it, you can't even see it. So I'm going to drive this car on these city streets and also out on the freeway, just because that's how I normally do, and because that's what I like to do, to give you a full gamut demonstration. But steering wheel's nice and straight and true. Alignment was just done, amongst other things I'm going to tell you about here in a moment, but it doesn't pull or do anything weird. It's nice and straight and smooth. Brakes are excellent. I mentioned on the walk around video the brake measurements. front brakes have like 7 millimeters remaining, which is about 70%. Rear brakes have 9 millimeters remaining, which is almost new, about 10% worn, 90% remaining. Front tires are new. The back tires have 7 30-second treads, so they've still got lots of life. And I also had the radiator replaced on this car, cooling fan assemblies, the front control arms and stabilizer links, and an alignment and an oil change and a cooling system flush. So I mentioned on the walk around video, some people might think, oh, that stuff needed to be replaced because the car was bumped in the front. It may have contributed a little bit, but the car wasn't bumped that hard, so no, it probably didn't. It was the original radiator in this car's case, and it was leaking out of the very corner of the radiator, and I'm not okay with that. I don't like cars that leak. I don't like promoting something as being what I'm saying it is that's going to have a problem for somebody. So we make them right, and we fix stuff, and that way I can sleep at night, and your kids or your mother or your mother-in-law, if you like her, whoever it is that ends up with this car, you know, can have something good and safe and reliable to drive that they can count on. So it is all of that and a bag of chips. It is mechanically sound and ready to drive and enjoy. It has a beautiful interior, and it has a nice looking body from about 5 to 6 feet away, but when you get up close you can see the imperfections. But anyway, 38 miles to the gallon this car will get, so on the freeway, which is pretty awesome. And speaking of, I did forget to specifically show on the walk around video, I don't know how I forgot. I always forget one or two little things because it's hard to keep it all straight. I don't work off of a script. I just talk and go over everything that I would like to talk about. So, you know, I am an amateur indeed, and I just like to talk and present cars and then get feedback and commentary from everyone on YouTube and thoughts or how my video has helped you. I find very much satisfaction in hearing people's commentary. Look how beautiful the fall trees are. People's commentary about how my video helped them or helped them know more about the car, or know that their 6'4" son was probably going to fit because of what I showed about how much legroom I had. You know, just anything that I talk about that someone takes from one of my videos, it makes me happy that I've been able to help you in whatever way it is. So, or about the drivability, or about anything specific to a certain car. I work with a wide variety of cars, all the way from something inexpensive like this up to a Rolls Royce that's on my channel that was a 6-figure car that I promoted. So I like them all, and every car has a story, and every car has history, and every car has purpose, and every car has a reason for being. I look at them like they're little children, little babies. I actually just did a video on a Yaris, and there's a black Yaris right there in front of us. Right there, same car. Those are great little Toyota cars, kind of like this. Sensible, economical, great car for a kid. We're getting to the freeway. If you're tired of listening to me, you can fast forward a little bit, and then we'll be out on a freeway speed road. I would like to, let me say what I forgot to say on the walk around while I can do this and drive. On the computer information center up here, it will show you your distance to empty, and then you can push the button on the steering wheel for the timer and the trip odometer, and then your average fuel economy, which I'm sure this average is probably way off because the car hasn't been consistently driven as of lately. But anyway, that's nice. And another thing I wanted to point out on the walk around video that I did forget, but I'm going to say it here, and I'm going to say it right here while we come to this red light. Again, I keep saying about this car that I think this is a great car for a young driver, and there's a lot of reasons, you know, but here's another good one, right? The climate control's down here. So a young driver reaches down to adjust the climate. They're looking down like I am right now. You're not looking at the road, but guess what? Once they learn that when they turn this dial, it shows the temperature up here on this upper screen. Just another wonderful benefit that they don't have to look down there, and they can look up there. So I think that's little things like that I think are important. Great car for a young driver because why? It's a 2012, so it's a lot newer than buying a much older car for similar money. It's front wheel drive. It has traction control. It has anti-lock brakes. It has side airbags. It has what any kid is going to like, which is nice leather seats and digital stuff, and the Microsoft Sync system, which I talked about on my walk around video. I honestly do believe that the Microsoft Sync system is a really, really nice Bluetooth phone integration system that's been in Ford and Mercury and Lincoln vehicles for a number of years now, and it just works real nice and real seamlessly for Bluetooth audio, Bluetooth phones, so any kid is going to enjoy that. Steering wheel controls, again, another benefit for a young person to not have to take their eyes off the road. And I mentioned on the walk around video, for the same type of money, you would probably be looking at buying like an 04 in the Japanese world, like a, you know, I mean, a 2004 probably at the newest, maybe even back to a 2000 or below for the same kind of money. So the beauty of this car is that you're getting a 2012 car, and yes, it has, if you haven't looked or noticed yet, 189,000 miles, but it's been cared for, and it's mechanically, as I keep saying, 100% right now. It really is. I mentioned on the walk around video that I have an epoxy garage floor. This car's been in my garage and it does not leak. I would see it on the floor if it did. It doesn't leak anything, and it's just a great little car. Another nice thing you're going to see out here on the freeway is this. A lot of older cars have, you know, some have 3-speed, but 3 or 4-speed transmissions. Then as you get into the early 2000s, I mean, this is real generally that I'm talking right now, but it's very true. You know, then you get a 5-speed transmission. This is actually a 6-speed transmission, so you're going to see on the freeway that the RPMs are going to be relatively low, which again is how it achieves that awesome fuel mileage. You know, newer cars like that Yukon in front of us right now, that probably has, that might have a 10-speed transmission, but newer cars have 8 and 9, 7, 8, 9, even 10-speed transmissions. So the more speeds, the lower the RPMs are, and the better the fuel economy. Also, outside temperature display on that center screen, which is nice. Always nice to have in any car. So here we are, almost 70 miles an hour. It looks like the speed limit's been reduced to 60 due to some construction, so we'll just kind of hang out here for a little bit, but it rides nice, it's comfortable. You know, again, I'm 6 foot. If you didn't hear me in the beginning, I'm 6'1", about 180 or so pounds, depending on the day, and I'm very comfortable in this car. I'm very comfortable in the seat, just the right amount of cushion and firmness. The bolsters on the side are nice. I'm very comfortable driving this car. If I wasn't holding the phone to record the video that I'm sharing with you, I would have my arm on the armrest, which is also very comfortable. There we are at 75 miles an hour, keeping up with traffic. You can see how nice and straight and true the steering is. No hands there. Minimal adjustment. The car doesn't pull. No shakes or shimmies. The steering wheel's nice and smooth and straight and true. So all is well. There we are. So again, 72, 73 miles an hour in average cruising speed. Look at the tachometer, 2,600 RPMs. Very nice. You know, you get into older cars at this speed, you'd be at 32 to 3,500 RPMs. I mean, depending on the car, but you know, sometimes even as many cars as I work with, when I get into something older and I'm on the freeway like this, the reason I pointed out is this just happened to me the other day, and you feel like the car needs to shift another gear sometimes on the older stuff, but you know, it just is what it is. It's not that it needs to shift another gear. It doesn't have any other gears to shift. So, turn signal. I like the steering wheel on this car. It's nice and thick. I like a thick steering wheel. I like these notches right here, something to hold on to. It's very easy to drive. It's very easy to see out of this car. Great visibility, very little blind spot. Even in the back, there's very little blind spot. I'm gonna turn and show you real fast because of the small quarter windows over here, right there. I'm looking forward even though I'm holding this backwards. Those little quarter windows make it easy. I was looking forward, by the way. I wasn't driving like that. Those little quarter windows make it easy to see when you look over your shoulder, because even though this car is great with a lot of features, it doesn't have blind spot monitor or any of those type of systems. So you do still need to check before you change lanes. The ride is nice. The suspension's a little stiff. It's not a Cadillac by any means, or a Lincoln, but it takes the bumps well. It holds the road nicely. Look how straight that steering wheel is with me barely having to touch it, and we're going 75, 76 miles per hour. We're going to get off at this exit coming up ahead and go back and do the same thing on the way back. So if you've seen enough, you can certainly turn me off, but since I have to drive it back, I might as well just keep a rolling and keep talking. Speaking of, there's a Grand Marquis on the other side of the freeway. One of my favorite cars, Grand Marquis and town cars. It's like driving. I just said that, did I not? Or I said a Cadillac or a Lincoln, but Grand Marquis in the same family, also made by this company. So is Lincoln. And you drive one of those cars, it's like every time I do a video on one of those, and I personally own one, I always say it is like driving your couch down the freeway, because it's like you're sitting on a sofa. All right, so we're gonna get off here. I'm gonna hit the brakes here. See that? I was pushing the brakes pretty hard. Nice and smooth braking. Somebody commented on one of my videos that I didn't use the turn signals, or nice job of using the turn signals. I apologize to whoever that was, but you know what? I'm doing what I'm doing, and I'm being safe doing it. And if I don't use my turn signal in situations where it doesn't matter, like right here, there's nobody behind me, there's that one guy right there, I'm just gonna wait till he goes through the light and I'm gonna make my turn, because nobody needs to know what I'm doing. It's unimportant. I do try to use it when someone's around me. So here we go. I'm gonna accelerate up on this on-ramp. This car has great acceleration, gets up to speed, no problem. There we are at 65 miles per hour before we even get onto the second part of this on-ramp. Definitely, this car is not a dog, meaning it is not underpowered. This car has perfectly fine acceleration to do what you need to do, all the while getting great fuel mileage. Again, I welcome your comments, your feedbacks, your suggestion, your sharing your own story or whatever you have to share about a similar car, or how my video has helped you with potentially looking at another one of these cars. Please feel free to share your commentary. And if you like what I do, give it a like or a thumbs up, or subscribe. Very, very cool, and definitely appreciate it as well. I am just someone that enjoys to do what I do here and talk about cars and make videos of cars and present cars, but it gives me great satisfaction to get to receive all of the involvement that I do from everyone, from YouTube and otherwise. So thank you. What a great value, right? Great value for this car for anyone. At least that's what I think, and I don't think I'm wrong. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining. I really enjoy how many people get enjoyment out of my driving videos. I never thought it would be as popular as it is across the board, but it certainly makes me feel good that they get a lot of views and offer a lot of help to a lot of people. Again, great steering wheel, comfortable, great seats, great leg room, great width down here, even if you're a person that likes to take your foot like this and kind of kick your knee to the door panel. There's plenty of room here, as you can see. I've got my hand on the steering wheel here, and I've got my elbow. I'm looking out front, by the way, while I'm showing you this. I've got my elbow on the door panel. I'm very comfortable in this position. So we're going to get off at this exit here where we got on from. Make it a great day, and we'll see you next time.